So I already showed you how to do a jailbreak on your 9.3.3 iDevice that's 64-bit using a PC. Then there was a Safari jailbreak that you didn't need a computer for, but sadly that one stopped working. So in this video, I'm going to show you the new way to do it from a computer. This will work from a Mac or a Windows PC. Now, some of you are going to say, but David, there is a new jailbreak through Safari. And that is actually true. But there are pros and cons to all of these different methods of jailbreaking, honestly. So click the link below to be taken to my site where I list all of these methods in writing with videos and also tell you the pros and cons of each so you can decide which one you want to use. So first up, the caveats with this method that you're watching right now. This will allow you to actually install the Pangu app on your phone from a computer, whether it's Mac or a PC, doesn't matter. We're going to use a program called Cydia Impactor, which works on both. What essentially it does, though, is it signs the app with your own personal certificate. Apple allows you to sign your own apps using your own Apple ID. You don't have to be a developer. When you do that, though, the downside is that it expires after 7 days, unlike a developer certificate, which lasts for a year, which is what we were using before with the other jailbreak methods, but Apple took away. So the downside, the big downside to using this method means that every 7 days, you're going to have to redo this method using your Apple ID and passcode. And that way, it'll re-sign the app and allow you to reinstall it. Then you can re-jailbreak, you'll get all your tweaks back, etc., etc. But that is kind of a pain in the butt. The other downside to this is that you have to put in an Apple ID and passcode. Now, I recommend you create a new Apple ID and passcode. You can do so at the link below. Just click on the button, fill out the information, and just create a fake one for yourself, just so you don't have to give them your information. Just that makes me feel a little uncomfortable, but that's up to you. But there are some other reasons why you might not want to use some of the other methods that use the developer certificates. So we'll get to that in another video. But in this one, if this is the method that you would like to use, here's how we get started. Now, before we begin, please make sure you perform a backup by plugging the phone in, opening iTunes, and clicking Backup Now. Also, this does require an Apple ID, just like the PC version. So you can either use your own, should you so choose. Otherwise, you can click this link here to be taken to Apple's site where you can create a bogus one that you'll just use for this. So first, we're going to download the Pangu app by clicking the link here, and we're going to save that to our desktop. Then we're going to download Cydia Impactor. You could choose the version for your OS. I'm using Mac, but you can also use Windows and even Linux. Save that to our desktop as well. Okay, when that's done downloading, we can open the Impactor. Now, if you are using Windows, you can just unzip it. It'll be in there. If you're using Mac, you're going to double-click the DMG file and then pull it into your applications. Once there, we can open it. Now we're going to plug the phone in via USB. After you do, you'll notice that your phone comes up in here. We're then going to drop the IPA file on top of Impactor. It's going to ask you for your email login or your Apple ID. You can either give it your real one or you can give it the one that you just created. You'll then be asked for your password, and then you'll click OK, and it will start to do stuff. It'll give you an Apple developer warning, which you should read, and click OK, and wait for it to finish. Then you'll see the new Pangu app on your phone, but in order to get that to work, we have to go over to Settings, General, scroll down to Device Management, and tap your Apple ID that you have in there, tap Trust again, then hit the Home button, and now we can go over to the Pangu app and tap that. Say OK to allow notifications, and press the Start button to begin. It'll then tell you to lock the screen, which we'll do now, and simply wait. You'll get some notifications, just ignore them. Eventually the phone will reboot itself. We can swipe to unlock, swipe over, and we'll now have Cydia, which we can then tap to open up. And once that loads, you're all set. There you go, jailbroken, have Cydia. You can Now install tweaks. You can also click the link below to be taken to my website where I have a list of all of the tweaks that I recommend. And I'm also going to start doing a weekly series on new tweaks, again, like I used to now that there is a working jailbreak. Again, this is an untethered, well, semi-tethered jailbreak, so if you do reboot your phone, you just need to reopen the Pangu app, let it sit for about 20 seconds, tap the blue button again, and let that sit and jailbreak your phone. When it does, you'll be able to use Cydia again, and your tweaks will also come back. Now, that 7-day thing will require you to also jailbreak, but that means you actually have to do this entire procedure over and reuse Cydia Impactor. So that's the big downside to this tutorial. But it works. And honestly, the Pangu team is working really hard to jailbreak iOS 10, which is probably more important for most of us anyway. But in the meantime, this is what you have to do. Now, there is another method to do it that requires Safari, but there are some caveats to that one as well. But you can click the link below for that video, and I'll show you how you can do it without a computer at all, the new method of doing that, and then some of the reasons why you might want to or might not want to. Totally up to you at the end of the day. Now, if you like this video, please thumbs up it or share it. It is greatly appreciated. And if you want more videos like this, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. And as always, thanks for watching.